Hello, my name is Ben, and I am the owner of Ben's Homebrew, and today I am going to be harvesting some of my homegrown hops. Behind me, I actually have a whole bunch of Cascade hops, and these hops are actually 6 years old, so they are completely mature. As you can see, I'm actually growing these vertically. You can grow these horizontally if you wish. They just work really well vertically where I have them placed. Pretty soon here I'm just going to go up the ladder and start harvesting these hops. Now these hops right here are not the hops that I'm going to harvest. I know they look great, I know they look like they should be harvested right now, but they are not mature, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later with you. Right now I have hops way up there that I am going to be harvesting. All those ones up at the top there, I'm going to be cutting all of those down because they're about 3 months old and they are certainly ready to be harvested. So without further ado, I'm going to climb my ladder. Always be careful when you're using ladders and everything. Make sure that everything's secure because you don't want to fall down and you don't want to ruin your hops. Alright, let's do it. Alright, I'm up on the ladder and I'm getting ready to harvest these. And I am going to actually start harvesting this one right here. You can see there's a bunch of nice hops on this vine right here. This is a lateral shoot. When I harvest, I just actually go straight in to the main vine and I cut the entire lateral off. Just like that. See that? Nice clean cut. And then I just drop these right down to the ground and I'll harvest them by picking them off later. I don't bother with actually pulling them one by one individually off because I just think that that's way too time consuming, and you are not going to get any more hops growing out of this lateral for the rest of the year. Usually once laterals form, that's it. They only have one shot. Now here's another one up here. You can see has a whole bunch of hops. I'm going to go right in there with my scissors and I'm going to cut this one down too. Nice beautiful hops right there. I'm going to finish doing this with the rest of these hops up here, and then I'm going to explain to you and show you why these bad boys are mature and ready to go. Alright, these are some of the hops that I just harvested. You see there's all kinds of different sizes of hops in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference between a mature and an immature hop. Let's do that right now. Now these hops back here, they look fantastic. They're nice and big and plump. They look like they're actually almost ready to harvest, but they are not. These are very immature right now, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to just take one of these hops, random hops. This one looks good. I'm going to bring this over here. Now this is a mature hop, and this is an immature hop. Now, what do you notice first? First thing that I notice is the color. This one is a very bright green compared to this one. This one was a darker green, stopped growing, sun started to dry it out naturally. You can see by the burnt tips on the ends right there, this is a ready, mature hop. Now, one other thing that you can do to test out whether or not your hops are mature is the squeeze method. Now I want you to listen carefully. You hear that? You hear that papery sound? You see how it's springing back to life just like that? That's a good sign. You want to see that with your hop. Now if you take an immature one like this and you squeeze this one, you see how it stays flattened a little bit? There's still a lot of moisture in there. You can't... There's a little papery noise, but it's not much. Now one other thing that you want to do when you're checking your hops is you want to check out the lupulin glands. And this is probably the most important piece of harvesting information right here. Now if you look right in here, you will see all of those lupulin glands right in there. Very nice. That's what you're looking for. Now, if I rip this one open, you can see these ones. You see how light in color those are? See how those are just like a yellow? And these are actually a nice golden color? this is what you're looking for. This is really important because this means that they're mature, they're potent, they're ready, they smell good. You don't want something like this. You got to let them age a little bit longer in order to get something beautiful like this. Man. And these ones that are mature smell like hops. They smell like regular fresh hops you get that are just completely dry. These ones have more of a grassy flavor to them, or aroma to them. And you don't want to use these just yet, because if you do, then you will impart some grassy flavors into your beer. Alright, one other thing that is very important when you are harvesting hops is if you have animals, specifically dogs. Dogs, if they eat hops, they will catch what is called benign hypothermia. And basically what that does is they overheat in their bodies and they will just pass away. I know by experience because it actually accidentally happened to my dog, and I'm not kidding you. He was gone within 16 hours and I didn't even know what happened to him. So when you're harvesting your hops, make sure your dog is inside. When you're brewing beer, make sure you dispose of your hops in your garbage can. Do not throw them in a compost pile. Do not let your dogs get to them because it is very dangerous to your dogs. Now, after you're done harvesting your hops, you need to dry them out. What I usually do is I'll actually just put them on a window screen, elevate them up above off the ground, just put a fan on low, and every day I'll go in there and I'll move them around a little bit. Be careful when you're moving them around because all those little yellow lupulin glands, those will actually fall out. So just be real careful when you're drying them out because the drier they get, the easier those actually crumble out. Once they're done drying, after about 3 days, just pinch them, smell them, feel them, use your senses. That's when you want to package them up. Now what I usually do is I just use some kind of a vacuum food saver type device. Now you can actually see right here that these are Cascade hops from last year. I have 1.5 ounces. This thing compacts it down real good. You can actually freeze these hops for years if you let them last that long. I doubt that they will. So that's the skinny on hops. I hope you guys learned some lessons here today, and go out there and harvest some hops and brew up some good beer and have a cold one on me. Thanks guys.